Task number 4, cracking basic hashes. This task is part of the John the Reaper module, which is part of the complete beginner path on TryHackMe. Let's download the task files. Cool. And then cracking basic hashes. There are multiple ways to use John the Reaper to crack simple hashes. We're going to walk through a few before moving on to cracking some ourselves. John basic syntax. The basic syntax of John the Reaper commands is as follows. We will cover the specific options and modifiers used as we use them. It's John. So we use John by providing the John keyword, then the option that we want, and path to our file. John invokes John the Reaper program. Path to the file is the file containing the hashes you're trying to crack. If it's the same directory, you won't need to name a path, just the file. Automatic cracking. John has a built-in features to detect what type of hash it's been given and to select appropriate rules and formats to crack it for you. This isn't always the best idea as it can be unreliable, but if you can't identify what hash type you're working with and just want to try cracking it, it can be a good option. To do this, we use the following syntax. John and then wordlist --wordlist equal to path to our wordlist and our path, our file. --wordlists equals specifies using wordlists mode, reading from the file that you supply in the following path. Path to the wordlist is the path of the wordlist you're using as described in the previous task. Here is an example usage. We have John and then rocku.txt wordlist that we know by now. And then here is the file with the hash. Identify hashes. Sometimes John won't play nicely with automatically recognizing and loading hashes. That's okay. We're able to use other tools to identify the hash and then set John to use a specific format. There are multiple ways to do this, such as using an online hash identifier like this one. It moves us to hashes.com. Hashes.com. I like to use a tool called hash identifier, which we used. A Python tool that is super easy to use and will tell you what different types of hashes the one you enter is likely to be, giving you more options if the first one fails. To use hash identifier, we can just pull the Python file from the GitLab using, so here you use the wget to get from GitLab the hash identifier script. Then simply launch it with python 3 hashid.py and then enter the hash you're trying to identify. And it will give you possible formats. Format specific cracking. Once you have identified the hash that you're dealing with, you can tell John to use it while cracking the password, the provided password using the following syntax. John --format. This is newly introduced, and then this is the same syntax as before. --format is basically this tag tells John that you've given it a hash of a specific format and to use the following format to crack it, right? And the format is basically the format of the hash, like here, raw MD5, right? It's an MD5 John format, raw MD5, --world is rocku, and then the file that we want that has the hash that we want to identify. A note on formats. When you are telling John to use formats, if you're dealing with a standard hash type, for example, MD5, as in the example above, you have to prefix it with raw to tell John you're just dealing with a standard hash type. Though this doesn't always apply. To check if you need to add the prefix or not, you can list all John's format using --list equal formats and either check manually or grep for your hash type using something like John --list equal formats, then grep -ifmd5. Practical. Now you know the syntax, modifiers and methods to crack basic hashes. Try it yourself. Download the attached.txt file. Okay, anyway, we downloaded that. Answer the questions below. What type of hash is hash1.txt. So as you've seen, in order to get the script, you can use this command, but also you can install the tool by using this command. And then you use this identifier instead of using this. Unzip first. Unzip first. Okay. And let's go there. Here we list again and we cat hash1. All right, let's see. Let's go first to this one, to hashes.com, and let's see if include all possible. Yes, okay, let's see if this will identify our hash. Let's go to CrackStation, paste it here also, and check we're not robots. All right, crack this. Okay, so this one found our hash, and this one also is Biscuit. Over here, it's MD5, possible hashes. MD5 also from CrackStation. What type of hash is MD5? But before we are accepting that, let's say hash identifier. Now with our tool, hash identifier, let's see. Actually, I forgot. I have to introduce the hash after we start the tool. But it's possible hashes. It's MD5. Right, let me just exit this and say without introducing the hash here, just this. Yeah, and then we paste it here and boom. Least possible hashes are the below ones and possible hashes is MD5. Let's see if this is right. Cool. What is the value of the cracked hash1 text? Is Biscuit. We've seen over here. We've seen it over here. And then we check it with John -- format equals raw MD5. Word list equals user share word list rocky.txt and then hash1. Let's see what we'll find. Biscuit. Awesome. Now, what type of hash is hash number 2? Let's go over here. I guess I'll leave this on. Let's open a new tab and say cat hash2. All right, let's copy this. And let's go from the beginning here. Okay, include everything. Search. Crack this. Let's see. Possible algorithm is SHA-1. Didn't identify a text. Only SHA-1 here. Yes, kangaroo. But here he didn't identify that. Only SHA-1. Here is SHA-1. Cool. Let's go to hash here. Paste it and see what do we get. SHA-1. Possible one. And now if you go to John for the same one, we change the file to 2 and here we say I will leave raw to see if we'll identify. Yes, kangaroo. Awesome. So this one is SHA-1, the type of hash, and the value. Oh wait, right. And the value is kangaroo. Do the same for 3. What is the type of the hash inside the hash3 text and what is the correct value? Well, let's do the same thing. We say cat, but here we say hash3. Okay, take this one. and we go by the same method. We try hashes.com, include all possibilities. We paste it here as well. We crack this, we go over here and we paste it here also. SHA-256. Here we see it, SHA-256. SHA-256 microphone. We identified it with hash identifier, and then we go over here. We say 3, and for this one is SHA-256 microphone. Copy this, we go over here, SHA-256, boom and boom. And we have the last one. What is the type of the hash inside hash 4, and what is the crack value of hash 4? We say crack hash 4. All right, we see this big thing. We copy this. We go by the same criteria. Boom. I'm really curious to see if this will crack. All right. Good. We go over here and we paste it here as well. SHA-512. Let's see. SHA-512. SHA. Actually, it says Whirlpool, but it's cool. It's cool. As you can see here, the second most probable hash is Whirlpool, right? The value is colossal, but let me go to John. And here we can try and see if we provide our hash function, what will identify. For SHA-12, let's see if we need to delete this. So probably the, let me see, Whirlpool. As you can see, it's Whirlpool, even for John. If we provide the SHA-512, even in raw and alone, is not identified. But if we provide Whirlpool, it's colossal. So basically, CrackStation got that correctly. Whirlpool. And colossal. Awesome.